All right, we are back. Episode 16 of Your Relationship Sucks! Exclamation point. Um, Today, I believe this is the first of our Wedding Wednesday episodes. I don't know if those will actually come out on a Wednesday, but we can attempt to make that happen. But this is our wedding themed questions. You know, a lot of people, they're going to get married. They got a lot of questions that cause a lot of stress, in a relationship. And, we're just trying to keep people happy and together until they get down the aisle so that they can ultimately get divorced. That's what we're trying to do. We want to make sure that they get there. They get the full marriage experience. So we are here. We're just trying to solve some wedding issues today, or at least
yes, we are.
At least one wedding issue. Again, I haven't seen this, but you've seen this. And so I understand you got something good for us. What do you have? Wedding themed question of the day.
Yes, and just to remind everyone, I'll read the title and I'll read the first sentence, and then you're going to tell me your initial reaction to the person whose side you're on, what the answer is before we get through the whole thing.
It's a good point. It's our new segment. I don't know what we're calling it yet, but it's our new segment. It's initial reactions.
I don't know.
It's the first sentence. You're going to read the first
initial
sentence.
Initial reactions.
I'm going to decide whose side I'm on, and we'll go from there.
Okay. The headline question is it okay for a bridesmaid to bring a baby to a wild bachelorette? I am maid of honor for my beautiful...
Hold on. I'm trying to take this in here. Yes. I say, yes, it's okay. I'm on the side of the mom. I think she's just trying to be a good mom. I think that this woman who's getting married. I think the bride, my initial impression is the bride is being a little bridezilla here. I think this lady is bringing a baby. It's going to be a Carlos situation. It's going to be a hangover.
Wait, I didn't even read the first sentence.
I thought that was it. That wasn't the first one?
No, you cut me off.
Oh, all right. Okay.
No,
okay. Go ahead.
That was the headline question, and then the first sentence.
I thought you were saying that was the first sentence.
It's not even the bride's not even the one asking the question.
Oh. All right.
It's not surprising that you prematurely came into that.
I jumped again. What are you going to say?
You did. You totally did.
What are you going to do?
You're just very excited. Nothing wrong with enthusiasm.
Yeah,
I would prefer if it was placed correctly in the segment, but we're going to try again. I am maid of honor for my beautiful best friend, a wonderful and selfless woman who rarely takes time in the spotlight. That's the first sentence.
That's it. I already hate this lady. She's trying to butter up the person that she's asking the question to. She's doing too much. She's trying to make herself seem selfless. I was right 100%. I think that this lady's being a bridezilla for her best friend. I think the lady with the baby is just trying to be a responsible mother. This lady is trying to ingratiate herself. She's trying to give some language that says like, hey, look at me. I am such a good friend. I'm trying to be selfless here. All of these things. I hate her immediately. Don't like her. I'm not on her side.
Okay. Because of this, I want to make sure that while we're doing all the bride celebrations, she is spoiled and appreciated. She is a doctor, so she doesn't get a lot of downtime to relax. I'm organizing her hen do at the moment, a long weekend away. Hen do is like a thing. I've only heard it a couple times.
And like women are a bunch of hens, like that sort of thing? Like
I think so.
Okay, and it's hen do, like hen-do.
I think it's like HEN and then no dash, just like do is how you would say it. I think it's supposed to be like, there was a link to get the definition kind of, so I just hit it. Some people are under the impression that a hen do tends to be tamer than its American counterpart, the Bachelorette. So hen do might be something from like Canada. Oh, Ireland. So
I don't know. I thought the Irish were known.
I know.
I thought the Irish were known for just getting wild and drunk and all that. So I don't know. Whatever. Okay. All right. I got it. All right. So,
okay.
So it's a bachelorette. It's a calm down bachelorette party. All right. I'm with it.
Yeah. Let me get back to the story. Okay. I'm glad we clarified that because I don't know if people would really know. I kind of just inferred it was a bachelorette party, but whatever. And one of her bridesmaids recently had a baby. She has stated, not asked, that she'll be bringing the baby along, who will be around 6 months old by the time we meet. I don't have kids, neither does the bride-to-be, so I can't understand what it's like to leave your baby at home. I wonder if this is an idea by the time of the hen do that she will decide against, so she won't be such a new mom. Weird sentence. My apologies. In case she doesn't, I've booked a separate room for her and the baby where we're staying. I'm concerned, though, that this isn't very fair to the bride and have tried to kindly make it clear that the activities won't be planned to be baby-friendly. The music will be loud, the drinks will be plentiful. I'm just looking for some advice on how to navigate the situation with minimal stress or hurt feelings.
All right. Well, obviously, she needs to figure out, like, is this a hen do or is this a bachelorette party, right? Like, we obviously need to understand, like, are we going buck wild or are we not going buck wild? Okay. That's number one. Number two, she booked a separate room for this lady and the baby because she didn't want it to be unfair for the bride. Sounds like it's going to be unfair for this lady. Like, this lady is just being ostracized for trying to bring her baby on here. Now, I don't know why this lady's bringing the baby, right? There is zero question about what's going on here, or zero information. There's no detail.
Yeah,
on,
I just don't know why she's going at all, honestly. Like, why is she insisting on coming and then being like, I'm going to bring my baby too? Like, I guess it sucks to miss out.
Your initial impression is that you're on the side of the maid of honor. You're on the side. You think the baby shouldn't go. You think the baby shouldn't go to the bachelor party.
I think that the baby's going to be 6 months old. You can leave a 6 months old baby. I get that it's hard. I get that, like, yeah, I'm not a mother, but like you can definitely leave a 6 month old baby for a weekend. It sucks. She's probably gonna have to pump. And like my sister did it. She didn't bring her kid at 6 months to like her friend's bachelorette party. I mean, the choices are like, presumably you made a choice to have a kid. You know that it's gonna like impact your life in some way. Like, why should your kid affect someone else's bachelorette party weekend? I think it was nice that she booked like a separate room, so if it's getting louder, she needs to put her baby to sleep, she has somewhere to go. Otherwise, like, I say this as someone who spends a lot of time around kids and have family members who have kids at holidays. They're constantly going shh, shh, especially at 6 months old. And I get it, like my family members, because their kids are trying to sleep. Like the moment the kid goes to sleep,
okay.
yeah, like everyone's like, don't slam the door, shut. Like, I'm just like, and I feel like that's where she's coming from. She's like, we're gonna like have some fun, even if we're just drinking and having like loud music playing, like just that alone, even if it's not intense partying, like you do not have quiet voices when you're drinking. It just gets louder and louder and people talk over each other. Music.
What if she doesn't want to do that anyways, right? Like, so but she can't even drink, right? Because like if she's breastfeeding, like you're saying, she got a pump, right? So let's say she's breastfeeding, you can't drink, right? Like you can't do that. So maybe she doesn't want to be there at night, right? Maybe she just wants to hang out during the day.
Yeah,
whatever. Like the whole bachelorette party isn't just like at night, so why not? Like let her bring the baby. She brings the baby. They hang out during the day. Baby's there, whatever. Like it's doing its thing, I mean, it's 6 months old. It's gonna do what it's gonna do. And then she's just not there at night. But she wasn't gonna be there at night anyways. Like she wasn't gonna be able to do any of that stuff anyways, right? So I mean, like,
no, you can go and you
fine.
just like pump and dump because you just like clear. You have to clear yourself out, but then you just like throw it away.
But I'm saying, but she's gonna do that like during the party. Like, I mean, so she's gonna be. Yeah, but I'm saying like, all right, so she's gonna be a Debbie Downer anyways, right? So like, why not let her bring the baby? Like, what's the run? All right, so let's say she brings the baby and she doesn't have any bones about whatever, right? She's just like, all right, hey, look, like I'll be there during the day because there's gonna be stuff that you do during the day, right? You do brunch and whatever. So all right, so she takes the baby, for that or whatever, and then when the baby goes to sleep or whatever, she's like, all right, hey, I'm out. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Whatever. I mean, is there anything wrong with that? Do you see a problem with that? I don't know. I don't. I don't see a problem.
As long as like the conversation, it sounds like the conversation that's been had is the mom of the baby has been like, I'm bringing my baby, and then they haven't had. It's what you're kind of getting at is there is an explicit expectation that this baby is not going to get in the way of the actual bachelorette festivities. Like if she doesn't want her baby to, if like everyone's drinking and she doesn't want that, then she needs to just leave and not make it about her or not make it a big deal, and I think that there definitely needs to be more of like a direct based off of, and I am getting this from learning from your style of communicating with people. There needs to be a direct conversation about what the expectations are.
Yeah,
And I'm not sure if that's happened.
I don't understand why this lady's asking this question. I mean, this is a dumb question to ask. Like, what should I do? Well, you should fucking talk to her, right? Like, you should just ask a question. Like, hey, why do you have to bring the baby? You know, like, is there some reason that you have to bring the baby that I don't know about? You know, like, you can't just ban her from doing whatever. Maybe there's a legitimate reason. I don't know. I don't know enough about babies.
Yeah, that
about
could
like
be true
whatever.
too.
Maybe she has to keep them alive or so. I don't know. Maybe it's like got to vomit it or something. Like if she's too far away, it blows up. I don't know. Like I have no idea. I don't know what the rules are with a baby. I'm not really sure, but maybe there's something there, right? So it's not that difficult. You just have a conversation with her. Like this lady, this is the problem, right? Like people have this idea of like I am going to throw this bachelor party or this bachelorette party or whatever it is, like and it's going to be exactly like this. It's got to be perfect. Like all these things. Guess what? It's not going to be that anyways. You're going to get there. It's probably going to kind of suck a little bit. You're going to have some fun, but then the other stuff, you're like, well, this wasn't great. Like it didn't go exactly as planned. Overall, everything works out fine. You have fun. You're talking with your friends, like all that stuff, right? And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But for her to think like, oh, well, she's going to ruin the bachelor, the bachelorette party or whatever, like, you don't know that. You have no idea. It's not that difficult. Have a conversation with her. Like, I don't understand how you're the maid of honor and you can't make a basic decision like this. Like, you haven't given us enough information. You're already assuming what's going to happen, right? So, like, you haven't given us enough information to know whether or not this kid is going to ruin anything. Like, yeah, I get it. She just said that's the thing, but then nobody followed up like that. That's obviously a follow-up. You just follow up like, oh, okay, that's weird. Why are you bringing a baby? Like, do you understand, like, this what's happening? Are you cool with that? Like, what are your expectations? It's not that difficult, Just communicate with her. Just ask her the questions. Like, this whole thing, this doesn't make any sense. Like, what is her – I don't understand her deal. I don't understand – like, honestly, she doesn't sound like a very good maid of honor. She's just assuming stuff's going to happen. No, you're there. You're trying to solve problems. Like, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to make this easier on the bride. You're just automatically going like, hey, by the way, I'm going to get you a different room, whatever. I don't know. Did you ask the bride about this? Like, did you talk to the bride about this? Maybe the bride says, this woman has to be here. She has to be here no matter what. I don't care if she brings the baby. I don't know. Maybe the bride's cool with that. You have no idea. So you're thinking in your own head.
Nothing.
That's
about the bride. You're correct.
That's my point. Like, she's not being a good person right now. Like, just be a good person. Ask the lady the question. Ask the bride if she's cool with it. It's not that hard. Just ask the questions. Like, communicate. You're old enough to communicate. It's not that difficult. This isn't rocket science. You just ask the question. What should you do? That's her question, right? Like, what should she do? Is that her question? She wants to know.
Yeah, like, how does she go about this? My phone. How does she navigate the situation with, like, minimal stress or hurt feelings?
The way I just told you. Like, it's not that hard. You ask her, why do you have to bring the baby? What's going on? Is there a reason you want to bring the baby? We think, feel like, hey, it might be better if you don't bring the baby. For you, you might be able to relax a little bit more, have a little bit more fun.
You're right. It doesn't sound like she ever actually said, I don't think it'll be a good idea if you bring the baby. It sounds like she mentioned things like, it sounds like the woman who wants to bring the baby said, I'm going to bring my kid. And then this lady was annoyed that she didn't ask, and then said things like, well, we'll be drinking and it'll be loud music, but she didn't explicitly say anything about, I think it might be a bad idea. She passive aggressively went about talking about it.
Yeah, it's passive aggressiveness. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And don't tell her you think it'd be a bad idea. Ask her why. Ask her why she's bringing the kid. Don't tell her it'd be a bad idea. You don't know. You have no idea. You don't know what's going on. Yeah, guess what? It probably is a terrible idea. Like, you know what? Probably shouldn't have babies at parties. I don't know. Like, that's just me. Like, I don't party with babies. That's just the way I am. But I don't know. I have no idea. If somebody has a legitimate reason for why they want the baby there, then let them have the legitimate reason. Let the baby show up. It's not that it's honestly, it's not that difficult. Just be a fucking adult. Don't fucking be passive aggressive and drop these bullshit lines and say all this dumb shit in front of this lady like you're trying to be fucking helpful. Okay? You're not trying to be fucking helpful. You think it's going to ruin your party. Fine. Then tell her that. Then just have a conversation with her. Have an actual conversation like an adult. Go up to her and say, hey, I don't think, this is not something that generally happens. So I'm wondering, why are you bringing a baby? Is there a reason that you need to bring this baby? And if she says yes, and she gives you a reason, then you can have that conversation. And if she says no, then you could say, okay, that's fine. Now I need to check this with everybody else because I want to make sure that none of this is going to happen. Or say, hey, okay, so what are your expectations? Do you plan on being there at all of these events? Because here's what we have planned. Do you have those things? Is there something for some reason that we're going to have to change these plans? And who knows what she's going to say. But then you can also talk to the bride and say, because the bride is what it's all about. As long as the bride's having fun, it doesn't fucking matter what you want. So as long as she's having fun, who gives a shit? So you ask her, you say, hey, look, here's what we're going to do. This lady said she's bringing the baby. Here's the reason why. Like, are you cool with that? Does she need to be here? Like, what's up? Is this fine? Are you okay with that? But ask her, what are her expectations? You don't know. You don't know what the bride's expectations are. You don't know what the mom's expectations are. You don't know any of this shit. Okay? You're just being passive aggressive. You're being kind of a dick. Okay? So don't do that. Just have a conversation. Ask her the question. Okay? It's not that hard. Don't tell her how you feel. Ask her why she feels that way. Okay? Because I guarantee that's how you want people to come approach you. You want people to come approach you in a way that says, what is it that you're feeling? Why, what can you explain to me your side before I jump to any conclusions? That's exactly what you're doing. You're jumping to conclusions, but you're trying to couch it exactly like I said. You're trying to couch it in a way that says, oh, I'm being the good guy. I have no idea. Okay. I probably agree with your ultimate conclusion, but I think you're going about it the wrong way. I don't like it. That's how you do it with minimal stress. You're putting more stress on it than you need to right now. You're concocting all these problems. And if you just have a conversation with somebody, then a lot of that will slip away. Okay. A lot of that's going to slip away. Because honestly, maybe the bride says, guess what? I don't want anybody with a baby there. I just flat out don't want anybody with a baby there. That's a hard line for me. I'm done. No babies. Guess what? You can tell this other lady, I'm sorry, she said she doesn't want a baby there. We understand, hey, if you can't make it, that's fine. It sucks. Maybe we could do like a FaceTime or something while you're there. Like, that's fine. But she said, we don't want babies. And guess what? That's how it is. If she's going to choose her baby, that's the way it is. But I'm saying you don't know any of that. It's all hypotheticals. We have no idea why any of this is happening. So I don't like her. I don't like her. She's trying to butter you up. She's trying to say, oh, I'm being the good guy. I'm trying to do this, whatever. No, you're not. You're not being a good guy. You're just not. You're not being a good person. You're being a dick. Stop being a dick. Ask her the question. Communicate like an adult. It's not that hard.
Yeah. I have nothing to add. I think that advice goes for a lot of wedding planning stuff. I mean, it goes for a lot in life, but especially wedding planning stuff and that's why we have a whole day focused on it, is because high pressure, people are always trying to not step on other people's toes. I mean, and sometimes the reality is, as you pointed out, you're trying too hard to just be nice, but you're not really being nice. You're really just being a dick when you're doing that, instead of talking to someone straight, asking questions, understanding the advice of not jumping to conclusions before reacting. I mean, people just don't do that. And if they did, they would actually be a lot nicer than assuming that someone's feelings were going to get hurt about the situation. And it doesn't sound like she's taken the bride into consideration when planning this wedding.
Nope.
Or not this wedding, but this bachelor. And it kind of makes it seem like she's the one planning the fucking wedding, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right. So now we've straightened this lady out. That's our first official wedding segment. I know, we've done a question in the past, but this is our first one. We're going to be doing these weekly. There's going to be weekly questions about weddings, answering all types of questions about weddings. So good. We did it. We did it today. People have comments on that or whatever. They got other wedding questions they want to get us. It's just relationship questions in general. They can email us and comment on this. What's the email?
The email is info.yourrelationshipsucks@gmail.com.
All right, so you can
pretty
hit
easy.
Us up there.
One day you'll know it.
It's very simple. You can hit us up there. Otherwise, I think we did it. I think we did it today. I think people are gonna like that one. I don't think this lady's gonna like that. It's gonna be a little bit of truth, a little bit of truth medicine for her. But I think anybody, if you disagree with that, that's fine. I think you're wrong, but whatever, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So comment to us or like us or whatever you have to do. I don't know. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Check out our other videos, all the other stuff, and we will talk to everybody next time.
Please do.